Welcome back to my A plus setups. This is a big week we're coming up in. We have FOMC. All right, FOMC is always a big market mover. This past week, this trading week that we're coming out of, there was CPI. The dollar didn't really do too much, but it did initially, looking here, starting at DXY, it did initially find some support, which is what I was anticipating. Us finding support here at this previous level of demand when we had this big move in the past. So currently, right here, price is sitting and it did hold support at this level. So going into this week, I'm definitely expecting FOMC to set the tone. So me personally, I probably won't be hopping in any dollar pairs until after FOMC because FOMC normally sets up for the bigger waves and the bigger moves. So, but I'm still leaning towards a corrective move on the DXY. But it's best for us to just react to what price is going to do in reaction to that type of news. Chances are they don't cut rates yet, but depending on what Powell say, all that is going to have an impact really on the entire market because dealing with correlations and the different pairs. So we'll see how things set up. But if the dollar does hold here and give us a bigger corrective move up before any more downside, then we'll see the pairs trade in line with that because I'm still keeping in mind this weekly chart. All right, we're still extremely bearish. So is either we're going to take a bigger corrective move up and before that continuation, or if price continues down this week and breaks this level, then we can anticipate to just continue to ride in the direction of the bearish wave on the USD, the DXY. All right. So that's what we'll look for coming into this week. Be patient and allow them to show their hand. All right. All right. So I wanted to start with my top two A plus setups for the week, starting with GBPCAD. So we can see where price is at on the weekly. We ended this week with a nice sell off. I sent this out in the VIP Discord, and it's playing out how I anticipated. So we're rejecting from this previous top in the past. Now, this is the weekly chart. So when you look at that, that might not seem like much. But if we measure this out, right? I like to measure out my major supply and demand levels because it just puts it in perspective how big of a sell off or how big of a level it is. So that's over 1,000 pips right there. All right. That's an institutional level. Retail doesn't move the market that many pips. This is where the money is at on these higher time frames. So seeing that, and we can see how this weekly just closed. So we got price exhaustion, nice doji type candle, wick through the level. All right. Now, if we go down to the daily chart, the daily just printed and in a bearish engulfing. All right. So y'all know I'm big on candlestick patterns, especially when we're around these major levels of structure. They hold that much weight, especially when we see it on the daily, the 4 hour, higher the time frame, stronger the confirmation. I always say that. So bearish engulfing on the daily and the fact that it's closing below this level, I like for price to continue this set up for continuation sales going into this week. So I like how the 4 hour also closed below this level. We got a nice bearish close here on the 4 hour. Also a bit of an evening star breakdown. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to pretty much pull back, maybe retest within here. All right. I'm looking at this pretty much this structure that it broke below. All right. And then from that perspective, I would like to see a retest or a pullback within here. All right, so some type of pullback or retest within there, and then we look for price to give us this continued move to the downside. All right, now this can set up for a big sell-off. All right, now I'm looking at these levels to the left, but even if we're looking at this on the weekly, this could potentially come way back down here, potentially. All right, for the retest of structure. All right, but we don't even need that big of a move. Where price is out on the daily and the 4 hour, it can give us a nice 1 and 2, maybe 1 and 3. It has that type of potential. All right, so GBPCAD high on my radar. I'm looking for the pullback early in the week. All right, now EUROCAD as well, similar to GBPCAD, they correlate, but they both gave nice setups. This is actually a signal I gave out in the VIP Discord. It dropped about 120 pips or so for us. Came real close to our first TP. So we can see here on the weekly, nice rejection that we're seeing on the weekly. You see that nice candle rejection, nice wick rejection. And if we look to the left, all right, we're at a major level of supply, right? This is not coincidence that we see price react from these same levels, all right? Because we can see here in the past, price had a big sell-off from this level, right? Big sell-off. So I'm looking for price to give a sell-off again. So if we work our way down to the daily and see how price is developing as well, we're seeing nice daily price action. All right, nice daily price action closing below this level. I liked how price is rejecting here. All right, this is a top-down approach. So I'm looking at this on a 4 hour. All right, so this gave us the break. Right, when I saw this break here, when I saw this nice engulfing break below this level, we were entering on this retest, right? Caught this wave down. All right. So the end of week, price did pull back up. All right. Retested again. And I'm looking for price to set up for a continued wave down. Okay. So on this level, on this retest, for me, I'm still leaning towards the sell side. All right. So I'm looking at this from this perspective. We also got the trend line break. We got the close below structure. So it came back for a retest. So here is when is here is where I'm anticipating price to continue to fall. Right. So I would say on the pullbacks or on the breakdowns, just look for your pullback opportunities, right? To ride this down. Real simple, nice potential setup that I'm leaning towards. All right, so looking at GU here, like I said with the dollar index, when it comes to the dollar pairs, I'm waiting for a solid reaction and decisive move on the DXY. So far it is holding support. So if it does give us that move, but again, I'm likely waiting for FOMC. But if it does hold that bottom and give us a bigger bullish corrective move up on the dollar index, then GU is at a level where we could see a bigger correction to the downside. Now, it did almost come just about to 1.3, what I said it could. But this is a level where we could see a reaction. So if the dollar holds bullish, then expect GU to hold this top. So if I see some type of stronger rejection from this level, maybe catch a pullback and look to catch that next wave down. All right. I will be looking at this structural level around 1.28 to 1.278-ish type area. But that's a level where it could just continue. All right. Or if the dollar pulls up even further before any more downside, I'm just looking at the levels that GU could revisit. And this is the next potential level that GU could revisit. All right. So if we hold that area, then GU could potentially come there as well before any more continuation up. So that's what I'm looking for in GU. Just looking for a clear move on the dollar. And then from there, we could just look to ride the wave. All right. So here on EURUSD, we can see that we're trading at this supply level. All right. Trading at the supply level where price had a big sell-off. So again, it depends on what the dollar is going to do at this level. So if the dollar does give that bigger bullish correction, right? Because we see this week, the EU did reject from this top. It did start rejecting. So we could hold even further if the dollar holds strong. So this basically went in sync with the dollar because the dollar index also held that support so far. So if it holds stronger this week with FOMC, we could see a bigger move down, and look to potentially catch that corrective move down. But just keep in mind it's correction because we're looking at the weekly still very, very strong. All right. So these are potential areas where we could pull back and continue. So I'm looking at an area like this here around this demand level as well, around 1.07 support or 1.070 type area, this level here where price had a bounce. So that could be where we go if price hold this level and break below here. All right, so I will look for something like that. So we'll see how that play out again. I'm likely going to sit on my hands with it when it comes to the dollar until FOMC. So looking at gold here, man, gold is clearly still in a very strong uptrend. You can see we even made another all-time high. It hit 3,000, right? So these are major, major times, uncertain times, and gold is going to continue bullish. So we see this, all right, and this is going in line with really the big sell-off on the dollar. Because just like we see major buy side on gold, we see major sell side on the dollar. So really with gold, I'm expecting this to continue as uptrend. Now this is a major week for gold as well because of FOMC, but really on the big dip opportunities like maybe a retest here, we could continue. If the dollar wants to pull up a lot higher, maybe it has a bigger sell off before continuing. But overall, gold is going to continue as uptrend. So when you have these real big dip buying opportunities, these really are major opportunities to continue to ride this wave. So I'm still biased to the upside on gold until it gives me another reason not to be. All right. So the best opportunities is to the upside on gold. So here on USDCHF, similar to DXY, we held this level of demand. All right. This is the level where I was saying that we could potentially see the correction happen. All right. But I'm keeping in mind that at this level, at this demand level, right, this is likely just a correction before the bigger wave down, because I'm still keeping this weekly in mind. Strong engulfing, strong move down, lining up with the bearish bias on the dollar. So this could pull up higher. Like I said, if we get the bigger correction on the dollar up to the upside, then USDCHF will likely follow before setting up for, you know, to continue move down. So we have certain areas here where it could pull back to, maybe within this structure level again, possibly before the sell-off. So I will be keeping USDCHF on my radar. The bigger move, I believe, is to the downside. So this buy side right now is likely short term. All right, so looking at GJ, late in the week, he came to this level of sellers and then had a rejection. All right, and then we ended the week with a bullish pump. So I looked at the yen index, is selling off from a top again. The yen has been real indecisive, though. It's been choppy. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down. But we did have a big pump from this level of demand, rejected from that structure, continued up. So at this level, we're at a break or reject type level. So if we continually break above here, then we could look for maybe a continued wave up. All right. But if price was to react from this level bearish, then it could possibly give another move down. Like this was a nice move away from this level of supply, then we came right back, and now we're ranging around this level. So right now the yen is real choppy. For me, less is more. So like I said, the two pairs I started off this video with, my top two, that's really my focus going into this week, and then everything else I'm just going to allow them to develop and really show their hand. For me, I don't like 50-50 setups. I like A+ when the hand is shown, and the type of setups that, hey, if this don't play out, I'll be surprised. Like that's the type of confidence I like to have in my setups. That's why they're A+. All right. So with that, those are the only pairs I'm gonna cover at this moment in time. Let's see how things develop. Pray you all got value out of that. Again, if you're not in the VIP Discord and you are looking to tap into a community, you want to tap into education, mentorship, signals as well. If you want to get my exact entries, I do give all that out in the VIP Discord. I just moved my platform over to WAP as well. That's where the course and everything is at now. And you can also still get access to the Discord. So if that's something you're interested in, all the links will be in the description. Other than that, you know, continue to tap in. You could tap into the free Telegram. I'll still send up potential setups. And let's see if we can catch some pips this week. I believe it's going to be a solid week. All right. See y'all in the next one.